Welcome to Friday Fuel.
What's up?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Friday Fuel. We have a very, very special episode today. We are so excited. We have all of the contestants, or most of the contestants, from season 2 of The Ultimate Agent. If you haven't watched the first episode, the second episode, you've been living under a rock. Go over there, go on YouTube, go check it out, and go hit it up. What's going on, everybody?
What up, Donnie? How we doing, bro?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Super excited to have all these lovely ladies on. A quick shout out real quick before we get started. Obviously, we don't have Colin on here today. Unfortunately, him and his wife, I believe, are in the emergency room. So please send prayers out to Colin and his family. Go hit him up in demons. Tell him you're thinking about him, all that kind of good stuff. So without further ado, it looks like Charity might have dropped out. We'll get her back in here.
What up, Jarrell? It's been a minute.
Jarrell says she can't hear anything. Awesome. Okay.
Oh, goodness. Well, we'll get this situated. We have a bunch of people on, so we're going to make it as least chaotic as possible. So we'll go ahead and start with Charity, because Charity, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, Charity, what are your thoughts on episode 1 and episode 2, just generally, and then we'll kind of get into the nitty gritty later on in the episode.
Well, they have been intense. They have been really well produced.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And yeah.
That's all that needs to be said.
Yeah.
I mean, the production value of this show, I mean, is incredible. Shout out Dylan, shout out Keith. It's a 2-man operation. You know what I'm saying? And what those guys are able to do is outstanding.
Yeah, it really is. All right, let's see.
Shout out Ollie. Dude, Ollie's been getting a lot of screen time, dog. Real talk.
Yeah, he has.
Shout out.
Yeah. What up, Jarrell? It's been a minute.
What up? It has been too long. What's up, guys?
What is up? Yeah, dude, he's got a bunch of screen time, Donnie, for real.
I know. I love it. Well deserved. He's going to be on season 3, right?
We'll see, bro. I don't know.
Mentor, season 3.
Bro, that would be a really sick idea. Just get like agency owners and then put them in for a week and see how they do. Oh my goodness, that'd be a crazy show.
Yeah, some newer people, bro. That'd be lit.
Yep. There'd be 100K weeks and stuff. It'd be nuts.
Yeah.
It would be nuts.
Yeah.
That's all Alex. Shout out Alex. We love him. Alrighty, Jarrell. Well, we asked Charity this question while we get into the nitty gritty. What are just some general thoughts of episode 1 and 2? And just as a reminder, real quick, everybody, we are under an NDA, so try your best not to spoil everything. Okay, please. Try your best to think and be cognizant of what we say. We're on episode 1, episode 2. Again, if you haven't watched them already, go on YouTube, go check them out. But yeah, what are some general thoughts, Jarrell?
I mean, first, awesome production straight out the gate. When the promos start coming in and seeing how they put the clips together, I was just so impressed. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I knew the production for season 1 was great. Just to see ourselves in it, and it was just, that was number 1. Number 2, biggest takeaway, I think you guys did a lot of talking about your strategy to the camera afterwards. And I wish that I would have done a little bit more of that. You guys were giving very much details about who you were talking to, the specific challenges you were going through, what your next game plan was. And I was just kind of in my head more. So I definitely think that contributed to screen time as well. And yeah, that was pretty cool to see.
That's a good point, though, Jarrell. Like, everybody was so, I guess, maybe so focused on putting their narrative out there, or like saying how the day went, and you were just locked in and focused about what was going on. So I mean, that's a plus for you, though, right? You're just staying locked in while we're just talking in the camera, you know.
Y'all was doing it. I was proud of everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the being able to, like, because obviously we were all around each other. We pretty much knew how everybody's weeks were going, you know, what apps were going through, all that kind of good stuff. But seeing like the private sessions, the strategy sessions of talking to yourself, and in the private sessions has been so interesting and so eye-opening to the kind of people you are. Like, I know y'all one way, and now I get to see y'all another way, and it's just so cool.
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, especially me, right? Like seeing me a
Okay,
different way.
let's go ahead and get into this. Yeah,
Oh my
absolutely.
gosh.
Quick shout out to Adam. Poor guy has been getting killed on the show, man. He looks like such a asshole. I'll be honest with you. He looks so arrogant. So Adam, I'll give you a quick couple of minutes to defend
I just-
yourself and
I just want to put a disclaimer out there. This is not who I am in real life.
That's cap.
They have really just like taken every bad thing or like anything that I said and like skewed it to sound like I'm just really arrogant. And I think I was confident to an extent, right? But I didn't feel like I was being arrogant. But just the way that they're like just cutting things in and putting it in there, and yeah, it just feels like
Uh,
I don't know,
Hey, you still said it, bro. You still said
yeah,
it.
I mean, I think that it wasn't how they clip things, right? I think that if someone will call it an asshole, that's the issue. Because I don't see it as an asshole. You came in with a character, you came in focused, and it's kind of like you knew how you wanted to represent. It was like you wanted to intimidate people, and it came across, right? Because Charity was on there saying that that was her only competition. So you gave the persona that you were going after. But I mean, if people take it as asshole, I don't see it as asshole.
That's
but
how I took it.
Oh,
I
thanks,
was waiting
Joel. I
for somebody to
appreciate
mention that I said that.
it.
Yo,
And
Well,
hey,
shout out-
quick shout out. We got Marissa
Yeah.
in here. Shout out Marissa. How you doing? Good to see you.
What's up? Good morning. Good morning.
the whole crew's back together minus Colin. Golly.
Yeah,
It's cool to
again,
see
shout out
everybody back.
Colin. You know, as we get more people in here, Colin and his wife were unfortunately in the emergency room last night. Please send prayers, send him DMs of love, all that kind of good stuff. So, real quickly, Marissa, we've been talking as we kind of get into the nitty gritty and later on in the episode. What are some general thoughts on episode 1 and 2 for you?
Oh, I mean, it was great. Keith, of course, did a great job piecing everything together. It's really fun to see other things that went on with all of y'all that, we didn't know happened with each other.
yeah,
That's true.
Like Donnie, I didn't know you went to that lady's house, just because you felt like you needed to, wanted to be a good person. Alex, you're over there macking on some Doritos. That was entertaining. And Jarrell and Charity. Charity, it was good to see you, still fighting through and calling your mentor and stuff, trying to get some help. And Adam, I mean, the camera, they just kind of did it to you.
Being an
That
asshole,
was tough, man.
Hey, he still said it.
Hey,
That's
but
how
I
you
thought
were, though,
about
Adam. That's
things
how
too
you
that they
were.
didn't include. So I just want to put that out there.
That's a good point, Jarrell. I agree with what Jarrell said. I agree.
That's how you were. That's how you were. You asked the most questions. You had no problem, asking all these questions. Wait a minute. Does anybody remember what was that question that Adam asked? I'm not trying to remember. We were talking about the rules, and what was it? Adam was like, define breaking rules or something like
Oh
that.
my
Like
goodness.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I remember that. We were all in Cody's office, and then we were all talking about and strategizing the beginning of the.
All right,
of
now
the
you're
show.
now you're
I
twisting
love
my
you.
words
I love you.
because I want to
No, I didn't know what it was.
clarify for everybody else what cheating was, so that nobody cheated.
Oh yeah, for everybody
It
else. I got you.
sounded like,
For everybody
oh,
else.
tell me what cheating is because I'm a cheater. So this is just the gang up on Adam show, I guess.
No, not at all. We love you, Adam. And it makes for excellent TV. It's
It
so
does.
fun to watch.
That's
It
right,
does.
Brian. Me being the villain gives me edge.
Gives him an edge.
And you'll have to keep watching the episodes to see if if Adam has a redemption arc, and I think y'all will be pleasantly surprised. So
Yeah.
but those first 2 episodes, dog. Sheesh.
kidding.
Adam's getting booted first, so we'll see.
I'm out
So we'll go ahead and get you in here real quick, Charity. What are some things that you happened behind the scenes that weren't necessarily shared on day 1 and 2 of the first episodes? Something you want to share, something that you thought was important, maybe a lesson throughout the day for some of these agents.
That's a tough one. I don't even know.
Didn't you have an interesting experience at one of the houses you went to?
I did, but I don't want to talk about that yet because I don't know if they've quite gotten to that yet.
Okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. So there's more to see later.
They kind of cut that episode off, last night at a weird spot that I wasn't expecting. So let me not talk about that quite yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's
one
something
one
more to
thing
come
that
from
I
Charity.
have an
Charity
interesting
is
experience at a house too.
one thing that I saw from you, Charity, is just how strong of a woman, of a mother, and I mean, I have such a level of respect for you now that transcended even what I had before. I had such respect for you before, but I mean, you're a strong mother, you're a strong woman, and can you kind of talk to some of the struggles that some of these single moms and might be going through, and how you're making it, and how you're an inspiration to a lot of these people?
Good question.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I can talk more on that. So I will say, I was very stressed out waiting for this episode to to air last night because when I did that speech in my head, it sounded absolutely horrible. Like I was a complete mess emotionally, and my confidence was like shot. And so this whole time, I thought that speech sounded awful. And then when it aired last night, my boyfriend was sitting next to me, and he was like, "Charity, that sounded great." And I was like,
So well
Yeah,
spoken.
actually, it wasn't as horrible as I thought it was. Like
It
I
was great.
actually, yeah, I don't know. Like I think I had never talked about the situation around my divorce and all that stuff before, and so I don't think I realized how challenging it would be to actually go out there and talk about it. And then when I rounded that corner and realized it wasn't just a few people,
Ugh.
like yeah, that really got me. But
Yeah.
I will definitely say like the experiences I've had in life have definitely shaped who I am and
Absolutely.
have made me more of a fighter. And I always feel like I'm growing slower than I want to be growing. But I know if I don't stop and if I keep going, like ultimately, like I'm gonna get to where I want to be. So, and my daughter's
I
watching
always like
me.
to say, even if
I,
it's 1% better per day, that's 1% better than you were yesterday,
Just like what Amanda
and
said,
that's
I
all that
think.
matters.
Amanda says something similar to that all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I totally agree with you, Charity. Like when I was talking about my dad and that speaking challenge, I thought I didn't do as good as I felt like I did, so I was nervous because I was like, oh, it's this challenge. I don't think I did very good, but I think the way Keith edited it too, I think he edited it perfect for all of us.
Yes.
So I think he made all of us look better too, even if we felt like we did bad. But we all did really good, 100%, no matter what we
Couldn't
talked
save
about.
mine.
Yeah,
Couldn't save
yeah.
what I said,
Especially
but-
considering
I agree with that, Alex. I was same thing. I was very nervous about sharing my story. And same thing, like he edited it in a way where I was like, okay. So that just gave me comfort moving forward. I think I'm gonna have less anxiety watching because I know that,
Mhm.
we were in really good hands.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Very good.
Yeah,
Point.
one thing I love about you, Jarrell, is all of these pep talks that you give yourself. I love the taking a step back and having conversations with yourself, and and I know I'm a self-depreciating person most often. I'm trying my best to work through it. I just love the way you talk about yourself. I love the way you love yourself. Where does that come from? And I know you talked a little bit about your family and your husband believing in you, and is that kind of where it's coming from, or is that something you've always been dealing with? Or
Yeah, I think I just have honestly, we all have a perspective in how we look at things. So I think one, I would just say just how I am, how I've always been. I just look at things more optimistically. But then we go through life and struggles, and that kind of chips away at that. So really, when I found yoga back in 2016, that's when I really learned how to deal with it, when I started second guessing myself, like having negative thoughts, having confidence issues. Sometimes it's just about saying the affirmations. It's about
Yes.
just faking it till you make it.
Mm.
And then it just
Yeah.
becomes more natural.
I
I have
love
somebody
that.
that wants to say hi to everybody.
What up?
Hey, little one.
I saw the cutie. Adam,
She's
those
gonna
are
be on
your
season
twins.
55.
Say hello.
Oh my God. Her voice.
So this is Violet. She'll be 2 in April.
Oh, I love that.
That's so cool. That is
I
so
love her voice.
She's a little stinker.
Thank
She's
you.
so cute.
Okay, say bye-bye.
Bye, little one. It was a pleasure.
One thing, Jarrell, I regret not doing, and I don't have any regrets, but this is the one regret I do have is I've watched both of your YouTube posts that you've put out of the blogging, and I wish I would have done the blogging. I was like,
I need to go
You
watch
did a really
that.
good
Please
job on
put
that.
that in the comments, Darrell.
no,
I'd love to
Jarrell
watch
killed
that.
it. I cannot lie. I was gonna send you a text yesterday. I forgot to, but I watched both of them. You killed both of them. So
Yeah,
I
I
wish I did
appreciate
that,
that.
but it is what it is.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was kind of like I did it. That's when I talked it out, like once I got back home. So I feel like on the vlogs, I'm more talking about my strategy rather than when I was there and
Mm.
on camera. You know what I mean? So it's vice versa. I kind of wish I did more on the show than back home, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, like you said.
Yep.
I need to compile some of the videos I took too, because I did kind of a similar thing on my phone, but it kind of fizzled out once that show actually started because I was just like so hyper focused.
Yep,
But I have a
that's
lot
how
of
it is.
footage from like coming up to the show of like me on the airplane and like the night before after meeting all of you guys and doing all
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Oh, you got to drop that
yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be cool to
sure.
watch all that.
for sure.
Marissa, I please take this as a compliment. I love how dorky you are behind the scenes. You have been such comedic relief for the show. You're just so dry and say the most hilarious things. I've been like sitting with my family just crying with them. The whole I don't even got an ugly face. That had me
Yes, I was
crying.
dying.
I honestly don't even remember saying that, but I was like, dang, that was funny.
Dude, I was crying, bro. Oh my goodness. That was so funny.
I'm sure there's some
I
other
love
things that
your
I'm
like
hoping
you're
get
just
slipped in
so
there too.
dry, you're so like lively at the same time. It's such an interesting clash of different personalities. I love you so much.
Appreciate it. It was, I
How
mean, it was a lot of fun.
what
We
is
were all under
something
so
that
much
you've kind of
stress.
taken away from the show and have implemented since the show?
Sorry, was that to me?
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, the biggest thing is really just learning how to completely apply everything that we've learned. You know, we got so much feedback from so many different mentors.
Yeah,
There's more than one way to do this business. And we really have to find, what caters to how we want to be to our clients. There's no wrong or right way to do things in insurance. It's just a matter of, what's going to align with us with how we want to come across to our clients. Who do we really want to help? Who do we have a passion for, really educating and being there for? So, what you do in business, Donnie, is different than what Adam does, is different than what I do, and Jarrell and Charity and Alex. We all have different niches in this business. And so taking some of that feedback from the mentors, and, being around Cody too, it's been awesome. And also on the show, it was cool to see how all of y'all do your business, because everyone does it so different.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point because I look back at season 1, Marissa, when we were watching Ultimate Agent season 1. Sorry, I said that already. But Johnny, the day when he was mainly a remote guy, and then he went out in the field, right? And he wasn't doing what was working for him, right? So he went out in the field, and everyone was like, "Well, what the hell are you doing, Johnny? You're supposed to be doing remote, right?" Obviously, that bit him in the butt, and then he ended up going home because he didn't do what was working, right?
Yeah.
Like for myself, the days I was there during the Ultimate Agent, I stuck to what I was good at, what was my bread and butter really. And I was staying out in the field. Obviously I did some remote, but I was mainly doing out in the field because that's what I knew I was good at. Right. And Adam's sake, right. Adam said, I crushed in the field. Right. But he said, I'm not going back out there. I'm going to my bread and butter is remote. Right. So I think sticking to what you work, kind of like what you just said, I totally agree with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
And if you haven't already, Facebook users, go ahead and click the link and allow StreamYard to view your comments so we know who
Yep.
we're talking to.
That's
Yep.
Devin Donahue. Freaking Devin.
Oh, shout out Devin. What's up?
Yeah, bro.
Love you, Dev.
Love Devin. That's my guy.
Hey, reach out to Devin if you want to join the Ultimate Agent Academy. He's been bugging me about it.
Absolutely.
Which, yes, Devin, I do want to do it. But yeah, reach out to him and he'll get you hooked up.
Perfect.
Dope.
Yeah, if you want to be on season 3, that's the golden ticket right there. Get in there, get in the lives, and the mentors that they're going to have are amazing, 100%. So for sure, shout out Devin.
Even to come back to like, I'm kind of thinking in my head right now, like, I think we all on the show, we all had a very, very good skill level. I think that skill level got brought down a little bit just because the camera was in our face. 100%. I think that's for, I'm speaking for all of us, right?
Yeah.
If we were all just in our own office working away, it would be a lot different. But now, since the cameras are in our face, we were all choking up on our own words here and there, you know, pretty much nervous. And that's one takeaway I honestly had from all of us watching the first 2 episodes is we all had it, and I knew all of us had it, right? It was just a matter of us stepping outside of our comfort zone because all the cameras are sitting there in our face and actually going out there and going to do it. You know, that's another thing that I had.
I think Jarrell said it best, where it's also one of those things where you guys,
we can see you, bro.
You'll hear people in your ear saying a different thing, and you're like, oh, I wonder if I should try that because they just had success. And then you'll have a mentor, you hear them saying one thing and doing it a certain way, then you'll hear the mentor across from you doing it the different way. And so, yeah, it definitely did get overwhelming, and it was a lot easier to the week after to kind of take a step back and digest, you know, some of the things that we did, and then you can piece together the things that are going to fit you and the things that you'll succeed at for sure. But in the moment, it was definitely nerve-wracking. It was overwhelming. It was nuts for sure.
Yeah.
Looks like we lost Charity. We'll get her back in here whenever we can.
I think her camera or her mic is out or something like that.
So I have something to kind of piggyback off of the bread and butter thing. What is it that everyone's kind of doing now in their business that maybe they weren't doing on the show? Like, for example, life insurance really isn't my thing to do. I love talking about health insurance. So like that really pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I haven't really gone back to much life insurance stuff since. So what are you guys doing? Is there anything different that, you know, y'all are doing now that maybe you don't really do anymore? Or maybe you're adding more to your business because of it?
So my biggest lesson in one of the clips that went viral for me on Cody's page was the phone conversation I had with someone. I can't tell you before that moment how many times I would have just hung up. I would have told the guy to, you know, F off. You know, I would have lost the sale so early on. I wouldn't have pushed through. I wouldn't have been patient. And I can think of four to six opportunities since then where I did push through. I did remain patient since then, and I ended up closing a sale that I wouldn't have made otherwise. So for me, that was my biggest takeaway, is staying patient, staying out of my own way. And then thank you. That was great. Appreciate that. Yeah, it didn't feel great. I'll promise you that.
No, it was really, really good to see. And I know how vulnerable that must have been, you know, to just even watch and to see like you out there going hard, and for everybody to, you know, look at and say what they would or wouldn't do differently. But going really back to what you were saying, Donald, it's an exercise, right? So even just if it doesn't have an end goal of a sale, which maybe that's not the goal right now, I'm exercising, pushing myself through. I'm exercising, going forward through these objections. And I think that that's what people can realize. Like, that's what's going to make you stronger. So I think you did great. You know, it was obvious he wasn't going to buy, but you're just like, well, you didn't hang up, so let's still talk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, and I think a lot of times too, like maybe in those specific examples, like they weren't going to buy, but a lot of times like that can lead to a sale. If you just keep pushing, as long as they're on the phone, like just keep asking them. And maybe it'll trigger a thought or a feeling in that client, and that can translate to something. So yeah, good on you.
Adam, go ahead and answer that, and then I'll go, and then Jarrell and Charity can go. Marissa's question, because that's a good question.
State the question again. I was wrangling children out of my office again.
What was your biggest takeaway or business change that you've had since following the show?
Yeah,
that you didn't do during the show.
Yep.
Well, for a while after the show, I actually went and hired an assistant who was helping me just like manage everything. Because one thing I realized on the show was how unorganized I was at the time. So like I was just like slinging applications and not able to like keep track of everything. Then I wasn't following up with people or like making sure if something got declined that I reached back out to the client or things like that. And so I just felt like really disorganized. So I hired somebody to help me on that end, and they helped me like organize my CRM and helped me book appointments and things like that. So that definitely took me out of my comfort zone too, having to pay somebody out of my own pocket to do that. They're not with me anymore, but that was something that I did for a few months, and that was wild.
I think, Adam, I totally agree with you. I had gotten someone to help me out and fill all my clients in a CRM because I wasn't using a CRM. So now I have all my clients organized because there's too many to go through every carrier, go and log in, now track down the client. Dude, it's just a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
So now I have that as well. And then honestly, the main thing though for me, Ultimate Agent wise, was the days I was there on the show, I wasn't asking for referrals. I wasn't getting referrals, right? If I would have had the referral strategy I had back in the Ultimate Agent that I have now, it would have been a lot different, just because of the amount of referrals I would have got. And then I actually would have been able to go see those referrals during the Ultimate Agent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one takeaway that I'm doing now, right? That I wasn't using during the Ultimate Agent as well. That helped me a lot. So
100%.
Yeah.
So, Charity, you might have been out when Marissa asked this, but we asked, what is one thing that you're doing in your business now that you might have noticed during Ultimate Agent that you weren't doing, or something that you learned during the Ultimate Agent? Oh, you're muted real quick.
Though.
Muted.
That's not the case, Joe.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, now y'all can hear me. Okay, so I think kind of a combination of what a couple of y'all said. So for me, leading up to the Ultimate Agent, I was forcing myself to focus on life insurance because I was determined I was going to try to get as good as I could before that show. I am way more of a natural on the health side. I love the health side. So the moment I walked out of there, I switched back to being a health agent. And so I'm still cross-selling to the life side and doing that stuff, but my focus is the health side. And then also kind of like what Adam was saying about getting organized. My whole focus for this whole year has really been putting systems in place, starting to utilize the CRM and moving all my people from different places like Health Sherpa and all my different clients on the live side and putting them all in one place and setting up, texting campaigns and being able to communicate with everybody in one place. Because another issue I was having would be like random clients messaging me on my personal phone and I don't have their names in my phone. But now I've got like everybody in one place.
I've been there.
Yeah, and I can kind of better keep track of everything now.
Absolutely.
100%.
All right, Joel, pass it on to you. What you got for us?
I'm gonna say my relationship with leads have completely changed since the show.
Interesting.
Like on the show, those leads were like just straight out the gate, they were so valuable. And I did a lot of work with those leads, managing those leads for the next day, following up. Like I got really organized with leads, which is something that I didn't have before. And like when I came back home, I'm like, look at all these leads I got just laying around that I neglected. If I had that on the show, I would have went super hard. So why do I just have these random leads just neglected in my book of business? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, my lead game and just nurturing that and following up with that has like skyrocketed. Like I really work my leads now. So
I think that's really important to note too, that I think a lot of us noticed is the value of a lead, right? Not just like the monetary value, but like if you don't have people to talk to, you're not going anywhere. And specifically like Alex, like you'll see this later on in the show, a little sneak peek. But Alex, like he needed leads. We had run out of the leads that we had gone with Cody because we didn't get a ton. And so people were starting to get leads from uplines or buying leads from other sources. And Alex, like to stay in the game, had to find a lead vendor and buy more leads, right? Because like you can't just sit there twiddling your thumbs hoping that somebody calls you back.
Yep.
Right. And you can only call one person so many times. Donald can attest to that.
Oh, I had on average 25 contact attempts on each one of my leads. 25 within a matter of, however many days.
I'd really be interested to know what the total call count was from everybody throughout the week, like total dials across the full week.
That's a good point. I like that.
Like it's got to be over 10,000. It's got to be.
Oh,
That's a
I'm
lot.
sure Cody's office got some kind of like watchdog on it now from the amount of calls that we were putting in. 100%.
Well, I mean, Ring Central tracks it, so I mean, we could really get that information.
No, we really
Yeah,
could.
we'll definitely have to.
That's a good point, though,
Oh,
Adam.
thank you, Colin.
Yep. Shout out, Colin. Again, we love you. Prayers
Oh,
up,
dude.
Colin. We love you, man.
Love
Yeah.
you, bro.
Fine.
Dude's a G. But no, Adam, like what you were saying, I had to scramble and find that lead vendor because if I would, like I said again, to go back on my point, if I had that referral strategy in place, I would have never had to do that, right? So
Yeah.
I think on the other side of the whole week, while all of us were there, is really like we all really got on the other side of our business to see like what we're actually able to achieve and how we can grow and scale our business farther than us getting on the show originally. So I think that's something else that stood out to me as well.
So I want to know, because they touched on this a tiny bit in the show, but it was just like quickly glazed over. The 2 months leading up to Ultimate Agent, because we filmed it in March. So from like January to when we started filming, how many life applications did you guys actually write?
So from January till we started filming, I had 25 clients to 30 clients.
But like that you wrote during that time?
I think total, like the year that I had been in the business, I'd only written 25 apps total. And I can't even promise you that all of them went through because I definitely did not go back and track. So probably the ones that issued was probably 80% if I had to imagine. So I probably had 17 apps on the books before that.
Yeah.
How about you,
I
Alex?
think I maybe wrote like 10, maybe.
I don't remember how many I had. I had a decent amount, but it wasn't anything, I don't remember, bro.
I had
Yeah,
written it.
what's so crazy is most
I
of
wrote
us
it was
had-
over it was over like 75 or 100, but I don't remember how much it was. And that's not a lot either. I mean, between January and March, that's not a lot with how many clients you should be seeing really.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. Definitely struggling though, 100%. I think that's for all of us. Definitely struggling.
Right.
Like for real.
Well, it's just so funny how like a lot of us, we were like fighting to get on the show and we're like super excited, but like we had no track record to show for it, right?
Well, I think that's the biggest difference between season 1 and season 2 is that the majority of people that view Cody's contents are agents like us. It's not, people that have been in the industry for the last 5 to 10 years and are doing big things and have great systems. It's struggling agents. It's people trying to better themselves. It's people trying to take themselves to the next level. And I think you'll see a lot more. I think people will see a lot more of themselves in each one of us than maybe necessarily season 1 because we're more real and more in tune with what the average agent is going through than maybe necessarily season 1. What are your thoughts on that?
And Dylan definitely saw that because Cody was kind of nervous about having all of us on just because of how like new we all were or fresh, right? But Dylan said what you said, Donnie, and he was like, "Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think the audience can relate better to just us being in the same shoes as all of those, other agents that are going to watch this, right?"
Yeah, absolutely agree.
And we all come from such different backgrounds too. So
Yeah.
it made for, all of us can relate to different groups of people. And
Exactly.
that's the awesome part of it.
Yeah, I mean, Marissa and Charity, you're the only two that are from the same state. All of us are from everywhere else. So that's so
Texas
true.
is so big, it's like 2 different states.
Pretty much, yeah. Technically,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I love how most of us are in the South, and then you have Jarrell up there in Chi-Town. Like,
Yeah.
And Colin in Idaho.
yeah.
That too.
So
I've heard so
I'm
many
curious.
like valuable face-to-face and door knocking like moments from Jarrell. Like here in the South, you drive. We saw in Missouri, you drive 30 minutes to go door knock instead of just being in some central place and being able to knock the next 100 to 200 doors that you see in front of you. Like, can you speak to how your experience in Missouri was different than Chicago, Jarrell?
Absolutely. I think in the first episode, that's when I realized that whole "this is real." It comes from just really me realizing what environment I was in. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like
Yep.
I really thought we were going to be in the city, but to have hilly roads, like, just to have roads that literally go up and down like this for miles.
Like a roller coaster.
I just, that's not like, and you just don't even think about. So it was that to me really was my favorite part. That was just like such a, I felt like I was on some type of spiritual journey or something. Like it was just amazing, like just to drive and do that. But then it was also just not being familiar with the neighborhood. And I think that that's a big part because back at home, we're in our environment, we're in our
Yeah.
neighborhoods, but to market in a neighborhood that you are not familiar with at all, it could be a little scary, especially for a woman,
Yep.
right? Because I'm out here by myself, and anything can happen. I don't really know who I'm going to see. I had a conversation with them over the phone. So it was quite an experience, but I had God with me, he was
Yes,
protecting me.
ma'am. Amen.
And so that was trippy though. That I didn't realize how big that would be, you know.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And having you guys, you love you ladies on here, and to not mention the struggles that a woman will go through compared to a man would be a disservice. Can y'all speak to some of the struggles and how you overcome those that maybe a person like myself and of course Adam and Alex wouldn't understand?
Charity, you can go first.
I don't.
Putting her on the spot.
Because y'all are great representation for wonderful and strong women. Absolutely, 100%. I
Thank you
love
for
each one of
saying
you
that.
guys.
Um,
Thank you for saying that.
I think. Okay, reword let's say the question one more time.
Yeah, can you just speak to some of the struggles that you go through as a woman in this industry that maybe I wouldn't understand or Adam and Alex wouldn't understand?
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of touch back on the whole like single mom thing for a second.
Yeah.
Then, for me, I put a lot of pressure on myself,
Yeah.
and I know that my daughter is watching me, and that everything, for the most part, everything I'm doing is a lot of times for her.
Yeah.
And so, it's just I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I guess
Take
as
your
a
time.
single mom, I just feel like I'm a one. Like, there's only one income coming into this house, so it's up to me. And when I walked out of my full time job, my salary job, like that put a lot more pressure for
Yeah.
me to make sure that there's always an income coming into this house, so that there's always a roof over our head and food on the table. And so I definitely think there's a little bit of a different dynamic right there with that kind of pressure and
Mm.
doing it by myself and everything.
I love that. And I just want to mention I was raised by a single mother, and I would not be the person I am or the worker I am without seeing how hardworking and loving she was. 100%. She was my example, and I know you're a great example for your daughter.
Thank you.
All right, Marissa,
Okay,
you're up.
Marissa, your turn.
Yep.
I would say for me, like I kind of sometimes I can get intimidated, but a lot of times it motivates me because this industry is very male dominated.
Absolutely.
And it makes me want to really stand up and have the voice and help other female agents that might feel that way.
Mm.
And I don't look like your regular girl in a lot of ways, kind of the elephant in the room. But I want to be a voice for maybe an image or a person that might be a little bit hesitant to step up and can I really do this? Are people really going to listen to me? And I found that really when you come from a genuine place, then
Absolutely.
that's where you start finding your success in this business.
Mm.
You
Absolutely.
you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're genuinely there to help your clients. And nothing against, the men that are on the stages in this industry. It's just, hey, I want to be up there with you too.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I even think also, Marissa, that's a good point. even when you're visiting with a client and you're not being, I always say be 100% authentically yourself, because a client will be able to tell that, because, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Right. So if you're willing to just really honestly set your ego aside that you're a Mr. Know-it-all, and actually be there to actually take care of them and show them how you can help them, and build good trust with them. That's all they need. Right. Putting their goals and what they want to achieve in the center of the appointment. Right. Because you can't come in from their point of view. You have to come in from the client's point of view in the center of the appointment and what they really want to achieve,
Hey, real quick, hold that thought. I want to bring on a special guest real fast.
Okay, let's get him in
to do
here.
a little bit of promotion on our show here.
Uh-oh.
So, without further ado, please welcome Mr.
Gee.
Cody Atkins.
I already know that
Oh,
hand.
shoot, look at this guy.
I didn't even know bro was coming in.
Dude,
What's up, man?
I couldn't not come say hello to the best ultimate agents in the freaking world. I love you guys. What an awesome show so far, by the way.
Oh my goodness, it's been so good.
Gosh,
So
dang.
good.
Like, I was talking to Dylan this morning. I'm like, man, I had so many people that text me last night. They're like, dude, first episode was an hour and 7 minutes, and then the second one it cut off at 32, and then went to credits. And I'm like, where's the rest of the show?
They left on a major cliffhanger. Keith put it good though. Keith laid it out good.
Yes, he did. What's up, Brian Moore? You know what? What's cool is here's what I want to do. Like, I think I have been crazy impressed with the 7 contestants, right? You 6 plus our buddy Colin, who isn't on, I guess. Man, you guys have been like you had to be vulnerable. You had to work your freaking butt off. You had to put yourself out there. You had to take criticism. You had to take people. Donald had to take people ridiculing him live on camera and audio for the world to see. You know what I mean? Like, and there's different moments that you guys are sharing stuff that like you've never shared, you never expected to share. Jarrell and Charity was an example of that last night. So I've been just super impressed by y'all. You continue to push through. You keep getting better, and y'all made this show. Like I told Dylan this the other day. I said the week before y'all came out, I don't know if you guys have heard this. The week before you came out, I told Dylan, I said, bro, some of these agents ain't sold crap in months. And their uplines are telling me that they may not even show up and they're not any good. And like, I'm hearing all this stuff, and I'm like,
We were just talking about this a minute ago.
dude, I'm like, gosh, dang it. Really? Like, I'm like, Dylan, they're all young, I'm like, I don't know that this is going to like be as good as the first season. I don't think we're going to sell as much, and boy, was I wrong. And it made it a better show.
I think so too.
Collectively, y'all still wrote more premium than the first season with people that were freaking veterans at this thing, right? But I've never seen a group that was more coachable, that listened, that were showing up and freaking working their tail off and really having good attitudes for the most part too, than I have with this group. So it's been awesome getting to know you guys and hang around and get to spend a week with you and get to hang out on stuff like this. And I love you for life now.
Man,
We love you. Yeah, we're so appreciative.
Love it.
All right. Well, thanks for hopping on, Cody. We appreciate you, even though you're a busy man. So get back to
we love you, Cody.
work.
Hey, Ultimate Agent episode 3, Tuesday night.
Let's go.
And if they want to be on Ultimate Agent season 3, they got to go to ultimateagentcontest.com to register and maybe want to be one of these amazing 7 contestants on next season's show. Okay. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for letting me jump on. Have a great rest of your show. Everybody that's in the Facebook group, man. Love you guys. Hope you have an amazing weekend. And I'll see you soon.
Appreciate it, Cody.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
What a pleasant surprise.
Well,
I had no
man,
idea he was
That was
live.
fun.
Adam, did you set that one up, bro? I did not know he was coming in here, dude.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, what a pleasant surprise. That was awesome.
That was dope. Cody's such a good guy, bro. Just like the platform of he's giving us for all of us to get out there and just to see us, right, and get our names out there is just, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've really loved just being able to build a relationship with Cody, number one, but then with all of you guys too. Like, I think that
For sure.
we've done a great job of, which is funny because like we're all contestants on the show, right? We're competition to each other, but
Yeah.
we've also done this really great job of like communicating with one another and staying connected. And like, I think we're all friends, right? I don't think any of you don't like me.
I don't know. After how you look on the show,
after watching the show, I don't know now. So, but I just think
good.
that's really cool. Like, I've got some of my best friends now, right?
Yeah.
After being on the show.
100%, bro.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, to kind of end off here, let's go ahead and go around and just kind of, we like to end off the show with giving, you know, all of the agents that worked and something that they can put in today, something they can implement today, be better today. So let's go ahead and we'll start with Alex. Go ahead, Alex.
Implement
What you got
today.
for us today?
Implement
We'll go
today.
around.
You said implement today, right?
Yep, implement today. I want to know something they can implement today, be better today, and start building biz.
Okay. If you guys were to implement something today, it would be organization.
Mm.
You have to be organized in this business, right? I think one of the top things is why insurance agents fail is because they're not organized. I think that may be the top thing, or one of the top things is that you're not organized. So
Yep.
get organized, get a CRM, put your clients in the CRM, have organization in your business, have organization in your life, right? Have a daily routine, get up in the morning, work out, sauna, whatever you do to get your morning started, do that. Don't just say you're going to do it and not do it, you know? Have organization in business and in life. So that's one takeaway I can give for you. Because if you're not going to have organization in life, you're not going to have organization in business, right? If you're not going to have organization in business, you're not going to have organization in life, right?
Mm.
So keep it all together on one line.
Love that. All right, Jarrell, let's hear it.
Oh, that's a good one. Organization is great.
know.
One thing I would just challenge someone is to integrate what you do in a natural conversation with somebody today.
Mm.
So whether you're, you know, at a store, if you're picking
That's
up your
so good.
kids, find a way to just kind of integrate you know, your business or represent yourself, introduce yourself, give a card to somebody that you normally, you know, would have just walked away from. Just try to
Mm.
engage and, you know, market your business today in some way.
Oh, I love that. Well, what's the best kind of lead? A free lead.
Let's go.
All right, Marissa, let's hear it. Love that. That was really great, Jarrell. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's good.
I'm gonna hit on the topic of time. Try to find one more hour today to
Ooh,
do something for your business. You know,
absolutely.
there's a big excuse in our industry of I don't have enough time. You have the time. Now let's find it and let's utilize it. You'd be surprised what you can do when you organize that schedule out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to take Fridays off early. Nah, stay till 5, stay till 6,
Yeah.
stay till 8 tonight. Go kill it
Stay
today.
till 11.
Stay till
To speak on that,
1.
Let's go.
when Alex and
Even
I
you're
were
off.
in
No, I'm just kidding.
It's a
Springfield,
24-hour business.
We always
we,
open.
we were listening to Brian Askins, and he told us, you know, take a notepad and write down every money-making activity that you do throughout the day.
Mm,
And at first, when you start doing this, you'll be ashamed to look at that list because it
Yep.
will be so small.
wow.
Yep.
And so just, you know, to go along with what Marissa said, challenge to do that because that will change your outlook on being productive for sure.
100%. All righty, Charity. We'll let you go, and then I'll go ahead and send us off here. So let's hear what you got to say.
Okay, for me, I'm going to say make sure that while you're doing all the other things that you remember to focus on your mental and physical health as well.
Ooh.
Because, yeah, if you're neglecting your mental and physical health and all you're doing is pushing through all your business stuff, you're not doing what's best for you. Like,
So
I
good.
promise you, if you take like an hour a day to go work out, journal, do yoga, whatever it is, that hour that you took away, it's not hurting your business. It's actually helping you so much because you're going to have more focus in your business.
Very good. Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, your mental and physical health are more like that's what is so great about our industry is that it gives you the resources, it gives you the time to focus on yourself, to focus on your family relationships, to focus on your health relationships. And yeah, really, really great stuff, Charity. So I'll go ahead and send this out. You know, I touched on it before, but just remaining patient and exhausting the hell out of a lead. Like if I'm spending $20 on a lead, like why am I not exhausting it? Why am I not getting to the point where they say, I'm going to block you, I'm going to call the cops, or it's just a plain out no? Like, I'm wasting so much money by calling these people just 1 or 2 times, and then just like not being organized and losing the paper, or losing the Excel sheet, or accidentally deleting something. Like, you have got, if especially starting out in this business, leads when you don't have a lot of resources are very, very hard to come by. So don't waste them while you have them, because there's so much of your business that's just sitting there right in front of you. There's money sitting there right in front of you. So yeah, get told to F off. Like, who cares? You'll never talk to these people again. I did not care one bit that guy called me an asshole. Why? Because I'm on to the next one. All right, I exhausted that lead. That one's done. On to the next one. That's it. So we have so many great tips here. If you're a new agent, please rewatch this episode. All of us want to help you. Under our names, you can see all of our ats. Please, please, please hit up all of these lovely ladies up on Insta, on Facebook. Ask them questions, join their links, all that kind of good stuff. So we'll go ahead and send y'all off. Make this the best Friday you've ever had. And later.
See ya.
Have a good one, y'all.
Everyone.